I'm James Thomas. I am a professional caricature artist. I draw people at live events all over Florida. And in this video, I am going to take a YouTube subscriber and draw him. And I'm going to do it with an exaggeration exercise to mix things up a bit. And I'll also tell an interesting story about marketing, which is an art in itself. Okay, so to do this exercise right, I'm going to draw his face, but try to keep it the same volume. I'm going to draw it 3 times. And let's see what happens. This first drawing, what I'm going to do is just do a basic, I would say a cartoon portrait. And then I'm going to evaluate what I've drawn and what I've noticed in the face. And then I'm going to do it again and then again. So this is a YouTube subscriber. This photo was sent to me by Mike Weiss. So thank you, Mike, for sending me the photo, and I hope I do this justice with the drawing. So let's get into it and see what happens. While I'm drawing my way through this, I want to tell you the story of the worst advertisement I ever did that had awesome results. So back around 2014 or 2015, I finally had achieved my dream. I changed my career from truck driver to a professional caricature artist. The only problem was I was dead broke. I made hardly any money. I was very happy to be an artist, but I could barely pay my bills. I was drawing at the stands at Disney World at that time, but I needed to add gigs to my income to be able to make it. So of course I prayed about it, and then I studied marketing, and that led me to create an advertisement that almost ended my career but had excellent results. But I'll explain what happened in just a minute. Okay, so that is the first drawing. And it's a cartoon portrait, very slightly exaggerated. Now let me see what I notice. All right. So the first thing I notice is that his eyes to his chin is the largest or the longest point, and then his eyes from here to here is the shortest point. So I can exaggerate that. His nose is kind of long and big. I can exaggerate that. His eyebrows kind of almost touch his eyes. They're very low. And then he's got the crinkle here. It almost looks like an angry crinkle, although on him it doesn't make him look angry. So it's probably just the sun in his eyes or something. Okay, and then, I don't know, we've got a cool angle here, and then the beard. And the teeth are kind of large. The hat is low on his head. Okay, so keeping all that in mind, I'm going to try and draw the next one and exaggerate all of those points. So let's go for it. Okay, back to the story about my worst advertisement. I was broke at the time, but I was studying marketing. I had a course called Magnetic Marketing by Dan Kennedy, and I also had his book, The Ultimate Marketing Plan. And I thought to myself, what can I do? What can I think of to solve this problem? Now, the course said you have to come up with an irresistible offer. So I created an offer that I would draw everybody at a party, no matter how many people there were, for something like $153, some insanely low price. And I put that ad in Craigslist, but it totally backfired. Surprisingly, my boss and co-workers seemed to get mad at me. They said that ad would hurt their business, it would hurt the whole industry, and that I should stop running the ad. And I was totally shocked by their reaction. But I'll tell you on the next time lapse how it all worked out. But right now, let me get back to this drawing that we're looking at. Okay, this one is a little bit better. It looks more stylized, and I think it ended up looking a little bit more like him. So what do I see in this? I like how the brows are touching the eye in this. I noticed that the ear is kind of long. Another major thing I noticed is that the head is much taller than it is wide. So I may make him like a really tall, skinny head on this side. So I don't know, I may have gone too far with the teeth, and then I angled it down on accident, which it should have been angled like this a little bit. But so far, I'm liking it. And let's give it one more try, and this time let's really go for the exaggeration. But keep the same volume, but just exaggerate like crazy. Even if it doesn't look good, I'm gonna try to just go nuts. You ready? Here we go. Okay, just to tell you how the marketing story worked out, everyone seemed to be upset at me for running that ad. They said, what if 3,000 people show up at the party? Are you going to draw them all for that small amount? Or you're hurting the whole industry by charging such a low amount. But what they didn't realize is this was just a temporary thing to try to get my foot in the door and get things started so I could start earning more money. So I did get a couple of small jobs off that ad, but a coworker came to me when no one else was around and he said, hey James, I saw your ad. And everybody is freaking out about it. But if you really need money that bad, then I think you should connect with this agent I know who gets jobs for other artists. And he must have also gave that agent my name as well, because a few days later, that agent called me and wanted to hire me for a job. And that turned out to be what I consider a divine connection, because now I probably get over 30 gigs a year through that agent. And now I'm doing over 100 gigs a year, including all the gigs that I book myself. So I think the ad worked. It may not have worked in the way that I thought it was going to work, but it led to divine connections that caused an abundance of gigs. Oh, and by the way, on all those 100 gigs that I do per year, I'm getting at least $100 an hour, sometimes $200 an hour, so I don't have to charge the insanely low rate that I had in my first advertisement. Okay, so that's the third one. I noticed that I didn't exaggerate it as much as I wanted to, but I think it came out pretty good. And that just goes to show that you never know what you're going to come out with. But just going for it, no matter what happens, often produces a great result. So this was fun, and I got my practice in for the day, so I'll see you on the next video. One more thing that I wanted to show you. The best way for me to finish off an exaggeration exercise is to put the photo away and draw it one more time, except from my memory and imagination. So now I'm drawing it again and trying to exaggerate it a fourth time, except I'm not looking at the photo at all. So I hope you'll give this a try, and if you would like to be drawn on YouTube by me, please sign up for my email with the links in the description and fill out that form. The form's called Draw Me on YouTube, and I'll look for you there. And one last thing I wanted to mention is that I am still friends with my boss and former co-workers at Disney World. The story wasn't about criticizing them, it's more about overcoming adversity to achieve a goal. Even if my goal is just to become a better artist, I've got to be willing to overcome that adversity and come up with crazy ideas, maybe even do crazy drawing exercises to achieve my goal and be the best artist I can be. I'll see you on the next video.